Hold on. There we go. Hi. Sorry. Hi. I'm Lou. I'm from
Welcome.
AGK BANES. Like Sam, I started in the autumn of last year into a new role. So I just wanted to come along and find out a bit more about these meetings and connect with people. So I'm the information advice and signposting senior lead. So the team I lead supports older people to access things like benefits, information, advice on a whole massive range of topics. Everything from can you advise me on a handy person to fix a door or a lock, to getting pension credit, to getting care homes, everything. We cover a massive range, and obviously work with a lot of our partner services in AGK with home from hospital services, social groups, dementia awareness and support, and also just empowering older people to live independently, living well, aging well, and being, fantastic members of our community and society until the end of their days. And also we support things like advanced planning and end of life care as well. Again, working with a lot of our community partners at the hub, and across the council, and a lot of you here I'm sure will cross over. But that's us in a nutshell. So do always come and say hi.
Thanks, Louise. That's really helpful. Do you interact with the Community Wellbeing Hub at all, Louise? You
Yeah,
do?
we are one of the partners, and we're commissioned by the council to deliver services for older people. I have two of my community connectors are based up at the hub, working with Rivium and lots of work with Sarah and Alison through various bits and pieces. So yeah, we're there quite a lot, and lots of those partners are our everyday working friends and pals. So yeah, I'm sure we'll cross over at many meetings. But yeah, if you need to connect with us and other partners, people like Carers Centre and all of that, we connect with lots of people like that. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks very much. Yeah, just to mention, yeah, both Alison and I, we work with two other people in our team, in the communities team. That's Dave Dixon and Sarah Dixon, and we also play part in supporting the Community Wellbeing Hub, and we have done for nearly 5 years now. So it's great when we've got those all those people that are kind of linked up with the hub that can come along and kind of fill us in on kind of the day-to-day activities of what they're doing as well. So I'll move on. Next, I've got Charlotte Topley on my screen. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello there. Sorry, also camera issues. I have been to many of the meetings, but haven't been for quite some time. So we are a children's charity called Rainbow Trust Children's Charity. We support terminally ill and seriously ill children from the ages of 0 to 18. We cover Bristol, Bath, North East Somerset, Gloucestershire, Wiltshire, and soon to be coming, we will also be moving into Weston-super-Mare. We are not nurses, so we do not do any kind of medical interventions. We are practical and emotional support, supporting families with the kind of role that they used to be able to sort of ask family to do when family lived in the street next door. So lots of collecting children, siblings from school, supporting the sick child in hospital so that the parent can have a break, going into schools and supporting in the school environment for a child to be able to settle back in after a treatment programme. So it's all practical and emotional support, anything that a family deems necessary to make life a little bit easier for themselves. We don't have a fixed package of care, so it's no sort of 20-hour package or anything like that. As long as a child meets our criteria, we will work with the family, and we also work into bereavement. Obviously, with a lot of our terminally ill children, they do go on to die, and the support continues for the families. And again, that period of support, there's no sort of definitive end to it. It's as and when it's appropriate for the family. Again, we're not counsellors, we're a listening ear and a listening support. And if anybody comes across a family that will meet our criteria is up on the rainbowtrust.org.uk website. So seriously ill, meaning the likelihood is that a child will die before the age of 18. Terminally ill is obviously as it reads, 0 to 18. And then if anybody's got any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Charlotte. And how do people refer into you, Charlotte? What's the main way
So
that people you hear about, families?
Referrals can come in through our website. So families can self-refer, professionals can refer. They just need to obviously have gained consent from the family. It's a really straightforward process, and goes into our portal and then is distributed to the correct team, and then the correct team manager will make contact. We also have an out of area, so those families, we are a national charity, but we're a small national charity. So we have 8 teams across the country, but we also have online support for those families that don't fit in a catchment. For example, we don't move into Scotland. We have a big patch in the Midlands that we don't cover. So, and often it's appropriate due to the nature and the level of isolation that a family needs to go into, that online support is provided as well. So that's an option open to people as well. But it's really straightforward, www.rainbowtrust.org.uk, and all of the information's on there.
Lovely, thank you very much. That's really helpful,
Thank
Charlotte.
you.
Next on my screen, I've got Eleanor Hudson. Hello, Eleanor.
Hello, hi. Yeah, I'm Eleanor, so I'm here representing SAFA, which is the Armed Forces charity. We are a national charity that covers all of England, Scotland and Wales, but we do have a real regional focus. So we've got about 90 branches across the UK, and we're kind of recently changing the way that the charity kind of functions in terms of a regional model. So we've now got regional hubs, and they're kind of a single point of access for people to refer into the charity. So we support veterans, serving personnel and their families with pretty much any kind of support they need. So not only will we signpost, but we'll financially support the Armed Forces community. We also have like a mentoring scheme. It's a really broad range of services that we offer, but probably the most important one for this kind of sector is our casework delivery. So we have a huge volunteer network, as well as some kind of paid staff that support veterans, mainly veterans with their any needs. So we'll kind of can go out, do an assessment, and then can kind of look at funding to help with whatever that may be. So it's really kind of effective, I think, for kind of ICBs and local government to look at like a preventative kind of approach. My role within the organisation, I only joined them before Christmas, so I'm really new, trying to build connections. My role is funding based, so it's looking at income for the charity from statutory sources. But really, I think what we've kind of figured out at the moment is really about raising awareness. I'm here just to kind of make connections, let people know what SAFA do, hopefully. If we're not in all the places we need to be, know that, try and get that name out there, because they do the caseworkers do an amazing job, and I think we've realised that we're maybe not as well known as we need to be within certain circles. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions or want to connect, I know I've got a meeting with Alison. Can't remember if it's later this month or next month, but yeah, I've popped my email in the chat. So
Thank you, Eleanor. That's really helpful. Next on my screen, I've got Hannah Samuel. Hello, Hannah.
Hello, this is my first time at one of these meetings, so again I've come along to see what it's all about and hopefully make a few connections. I work for All Cycle Bath and West. We are an inclusive cycling charity based in Bath. We can accommodate anyone on a bike, no matter of their ability or disability. We run public sessions up at Odd Down Cycle Track, Saturdays, every other Saturday, and Tuesdays afternoons. The Tuesday sessions don't start again until February. We stop them over the winter because it gets too dark up there. We also run group sessions, so organisations can come and hire us out for a session, and we run specifically just for their users. So we've worked with lots of different organisations. We work with Bath Gateway Out and About, Pemsker, I can't remember, there's loads of different ones, and we have various different schools come in and spend time with us and do sessions. We're also part of the Active Way project, which is a council-run project to encourage people to become more active. There are several different providers, and we do inclusive cycling on a one-to-one basis, mainly from Radstock, from our base down in Radstock. There are also other groups who do walking, group bike rides, and there's snap and stroll, buggy walks, lots of different things through the Active Way team. And anyone can refer to any of these organisations or more than one organisation through the Active Way website. So yes, that's us basically.
Thank you, Hannah. That sounds great. I imagine you, as you say, if you can accommodate anyone on a bike, you must see an awful lot of different groups and families come through your service. And I think when you say anyone on a bike, is that anyone with any ability? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, any ability. So
yeah.
we have side-by-side tandems, we have three-wheeled trikes, we have upright, recumbent, we get a lot of stroke victims coming through doing their rehabilitation with us. We've got wheelchair transporter bikes, so we can accommodate people in wheelchairs as well. So yes, almost we can get pretty much anyone onto some form of bike and having a go around, especially on the track up at Odddown. It's really good.
yeah, no, it's a great location, isn't it? So no, that sounds fantastic. So I just wanted to clarify that. It's just sometimes when you're new to a group, it's really good to kind of hear those little bit of extra information. Thank you. Lovely. I think next I've got Jane Kemp from Sendas. Hello Jane. Oh, there we go.
Hi there, everybody. Nice to see you. Yes, I'm the volunteer coordinator at Sendias BANES. And for those of you who may not have heard of us, we're an organisation that supports families who have a child with special educational needs and/or a disability. And we support primarily around the education side of things. We're part of the local authority, but we work very much at arm's length from the local authority. We're not part of the statutory SEN team. What we do is we support families right from the beginning of their journey, where they may be having initial concerns about their child, all the way through their SEND journey to if their child or young person needs extra help at school, they might go on to require an education, health and care plan. We can help parents prepare for meetings. We can come along to meetings with them if we have the capacity, and as well as our employed team, we have about 8 or 9 volunteers who I coordinate, who support the team with the work that we do as well. We go out and about in the community. We go to schools and clubs, telling people who we are, how best to get in touch with us. Hannah, we've come along to All Cycles Bath, but at time, and we just kind of mingle with families and tell them who we are and how we might be able to support them. I think I may have mentioned last time that a big area of our work at the moment is targeting early years, and that's come about because of feedback that we had that families really wish they'd known about our service earlier on in their SEND journey. So we've taken that on board, and myself and volunteers and members of staff we're going out to nurseries and play groups, telling people who we are and telling the parents who we are and how we might be able to support them. So that's something that we're really targeting at the moment as well. But we love to come along to people's groups, like I say, and talk to families and young people, if that's appropriate as well, about our service and how we can support.
Thank you, Jane. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Great. Thank you for update. Next, I've got Hussein from Healthwise BANES. Hello, Hussein. I think you're on mute, Hussein.
Sorry,
That's okay.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Again, my first meeting of this sort. Just to introduce Healthwise. Healthwise is a 12-week physical activity referral program being run through BANES leisure centres. We'll take referrals again from Community Wellbeing Hub, mainly coming in through that source, and also through other healthcare providers as well, like you might have community rehab teams or physios sending in terms of community physios. We do also cater for, we have cardiac rehab phase 4 program, phase 3 program, and cardiac failure running through Odd Down and Kincham leisure centres currently. So through the 12 weeks, anyone referred gets a heavily discounted membership as part of their journey, and also if they do finish their 12-week program, as an incentive, that discount they can keep for up to 2 years. And all through that time, they'll have specific classes as well as you've got Aqua for Health, which would be very much specific to people coming in with medical conditions, and other activity like circuit health-wise specific circuit classes, all part of the program available on that. So yeah, that's a bit of introduction in health-wise. Thank you.
Thanks, Hassan. That sounds like you've got a real full-on job there with everything you've just described. Really good. Thank you.
Thank you,
okay. I've got Donna O'Brien, Companions Who Care. Hello, Donna.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, I have joined these meetings a couple of times before. I find them really helpful because every time there's new people coming and you learn something every time. So, so thank you for allowing me to join you again. So I run a service called Companions Who Care. We're a small organisation based in Bath, providing companionship and practical help for predominantly elderly people or older people, but also anybody else who really needs our services. So we do have some younger people with some neurodiversity who struggle with day-to-day activities that we support as well. But like I said, predominantly sort of the older population that just need a little bit of low-level support or companionship, take them out and about, do their shopping, their cooking, a little bit of housework. But the companionship is a big part of it. So our visits are a minimum of an hour and a half in length, and we aim to have the same person visit for if they have a weekly visit every week, it'll aim to have the same person to build up a really good support network or supportive service for that person.
Hello, Jenny.
Hello. So hi, I'm Jenny. I'm from National Energy Action. It's a fuel poverty charity that's based up in Newcastle, but is national across the country. So I personally live just over the border into Wiltshire, and what we do is provide energy advice and support to people to try and resolve issues with their water bill, water accounts, their energy accounts, and things like energy debt, billing, getting on the priority service register, all that sort of stuff. The other part of our job, which is why I often turn up to these meetings, is that we go out and we provide events and talks to local community groups about general tricks and flips on energy efficiency, what support's out there, things like the priority service register, cold weather payments, all that sort of stuff. And at the moment we've got a particular drive because we've got some funding to do what we call futures work, which is trying to link in with health bodies, health charities, so like Alzheimer's support, HUK, perhaps the GP surgeries, any other sort of like the stroke association. So if anyone from those sorts of agencies would like somebody to come out and do a talk to the carers or the people that use their service about that sort of thing, we would be delighted to hear from you to come out and do talks. And I've got colleagues up in Gloucestershire, I've got a colleague in Bristol, there's a couple of us in Wiltshire, so we can probably get to most places. And then alongside that, we've also got some funding to do things like we can issue fuel vouchers to people. We've got some funding, we can buy energy efficient items for people. Sometimes we can also sometimes help with reducing or clearing an outstanding energy debt, if that's what's needed. Obviously there are conditions and caveats with that qualifying criteria, and particularly with the energy debt, we'd also like to see that they're getting appropriate regulated debt advice. So for example, from Citizens Advice BANES, just to sort of make sure that actually that's the most appropriate solution for them. But I said my details and everything are in the chat, and if you do want to refer into us, you can do it online via our website, and feel free to email me if you've got any other questions about stuff.
That's great. Thank you very much, Jenny. As I said, I noticed your details are a bit further up in the chat, so yeah, I've got a lot of detail in the chat there for people to go back to if they need to get that information. I've got two other names to come to before sort of rounding up. I've got David Ostry. Are you there, David? I can see a lovely background there, but I can't see you.
Hello, I am
Hello,
here.
David.
I'm
Hi,
here.
David.
I'm here in body and semi here in mind. I've got a stinking cold, so I'm kind of glad my camera is not working.
Oh dear.
You'll have to bear with me a bit. So I work for Age UK, and under Age UK, we've already heard from Louise. We have this special separately funded program, which currently or initially is for 2 years. It's called the Aging Well program. Some of you know about it, and it's basically, we are one of about 80 communities in England who are working to a World Health Organization framework and a central coordination, semi-coordination body, trying to, quote, make BANES more age-friendly. So we're looking at the situation of people aged 55 or over, which is the Age UK basic idea. That's quite an interesting topic in itself. And we are embarking on a program of work. Now, this is several months into this 2 years funding, but we've had issues recruiting and getting going. So some of the key points are, we have been collecting and forming a kind of advocacy group for older people. So we have a group meeting next week for their inaugural meeting. And the idea is they can decide on priorities and we can support them to put pressure, get information about various aspects of improving life for older people. So that's called the Old People's Voice. And we're meeting next week. And another aspect of our work is, as part of this funding and overall Aging Well approach, we need to come up with a definitive kind of profile map statement of what life's like for older people in BANES, which has to be obviously much more than anecdotal and much more than service lists, looking at the population needs as a whole. So those are two things, the Older People's Voice and this kind of look at what life's like for older people from a bird's eye view. And within that, we've got 3 initiatives running this year. One of them is transport, because it's obviously a huge issue. And we'll be working initially on some driver training. We have some other bits and pieces to come on that. So transport's one, business is another. And we're looking at starting off things like free loo schemes, seats in shops, etc. Working with the business community to try and make town centres and shopping and being out and about a bit less daunting. And the third one is more of a fun strand, a sort of challenging ageist stereotypes, where we're in the early stages of setting up in Comedia in Bath, and it's a nightclub basically, events for older people, discos, speed dating, who knows what. And that's me.
Lovely, that's great. And David, with the second initiative, the one regarding like the shops and organisation, how easy and accepting is it to get kind of the shops in Bath and surrounding areas to come on board with that type of request that you're looking for?
Well, A, I don't know, because we haven't really started that. We're just in the planning stage.
Sure.
But B, from previous work, I know there's lots of little issues. Is it a chain store? Can they make decisions? Do they actually want seats? Who's going to sit there? Are they going to, have to manage that? But I'm sure other people here might have more experience and be better able to answer that.
Sure. No, that's fine. I didn't realise you hadn't quite started yet. So, but good luck with it all. That sounds brilliant. What you're doing.
Mark, I have a something to add to the chat. So we last year, to kick this off, we did a rough survey of older people just to guide the older person's voice initially, which I can put in the chat. It's quite interesting. It's the views of 1,400 older people in BANES about what their priorities are. And can I ask a question? But this is my first meeting of this type.
Yeah.
What is your team, the team that's organising this meeting? What does it do and what's it called?
Okay, well, we're under the corporate team or corporate engagement. So we're looking to, we look to kind of help out with all sorts of strands of work. So we work with consultations. We work on the area forums. We've started up a scheme in Bath where we're having community conversations. There's a whole host of work which is taking place across our team. But we could, if you wanted to, chat offline about that, I'll be happy to kind of meet with you, David. That would be fine.
Fabulous. I might leave it a couple of days until I'm better.
Yeah, I was going to say get your cold sorted out. I know what it's like when you're feeling a bit stuffy, but yeah, always happy to have a chat and fill you in a little bit more about kind of the ins and outs because we have lots of strands of work that sort of I wouldn't say to go unnoticed, but they kind of sit sometimes in the background of what we do as a council. So yeah, that'd be great to catch up with you on that, David. I've got one more name on my screen I've not come to, and that's Sue Bendel from Summer Valley Medical Group. Hello, Sue.
Good afternoon. Sorry for joining you a little bit late.
That's okay. You're most welcome.
Yeah, so I'm just a care coordinator at a GP surgery in Midsummer Norton. It's really, really good advice on here, learning what's out there, whether it's a project or whether it's an organisation that can help people. So thank you very much for all the input that you give. Is absolutely crucial to our role and helping people in the first instance. So thank you.
You're very welcome, Sue. And as I say, some of these the meeting today it seems to have flown by really quickly. I know we've been talking for about 45 minutes, and the inputs are always brilliant on these meetings. But I always say that if anyone has like would like a kind of little bit of a bigger slot on one of these interagency meetings, then I'll be really happy to kind of sort something out. You can sort of catch up with me again, or me or Alison to talk about that, because we do allow 2 hours, but we never really need the 2 hours. It's just that if we get swamped with lots and lots of people, then obviously we don't want to be eliminating anyone from being able to speak at their leisure. I just wanted to ask Alison if you had any more sort of closing points that you wanted to say, Alison, at all today.
Thanks, Mark. I've put lots of things in the chat.
Yeah, thank you for that.
So, and I know it's difficult for people to speak and to read. So, yeah, there's things in there around our support for the voluntary and community sector. So our interagency bulletin, which comes out monthly. So if you're not signed up for that, there's a link in there where you can sign up, or you can let me know, and you can look back at some previous editions of that. In it, it's got news about training, events, networking, and a little snapshot from our funding bulletin, our funding finder as it is now, which is available all the time online on our website, and within that, as well as grants for organisations, there's grants for individuals as well, so you might find that helpful. And yeah, just to add to what Mark said in response to David's question, we do a huge variety of things, but we try and support voluntary and community sector with networking and information. We provide the sort of grassroots engagement for the council in the form of our area forum meetings and Bath community conversations, which our colleagues can make use of to introduce consultations and things like that. And we're always looking as well for organisations that might want to come along and do a community showcase. We've kind of divided the area up geographically. So if you're doing a project in a particular area, we're always looking for examples of some of the good work that goes on in communities. And any questions at all about anything, you know where we are, you know how to find us. We'll pop our details in the chat. I think I've popped mine in, and just get in touch with us at any time if you think that we can be of any assistance to you.
Thanks, Alison. That's really, really helpful. I just want to just come back and ask if anyone's got anything further they wanted to add today, or any questions that they haven't been able to ask. No, I can't see any little hands coming up on screens or anything like that. So, there we go. Jenny, you've got your hand
Yeah,
up.
sorry, just
Hello,
to
Jenny.
reiterate, I put my email, I think, in the chat, but particularly any of the sort of the health charities that are based in BANES, if you are interested in having talks about energy advice to your sort of, I'm going to say service users, sorry, my head's still full of cult. If that's the wrong term, I do apologise. I would be very interested in hearing from you and just seeing if there's anything we can do to help on that side of things. But if not, don't worry. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. Lovely. Great. Okay. Well, on that note, then I would say thank you very much for your attendance today. It's been great to see so many new faces and hear about all the wonderful things that are happening in the area. And as I say, I'd encourage you to, come back to future meetings, and encourage perhaps colleagues or people from other organisations, to come along and join us and tell us about what's going on. Always happy to, as I say, hear from you offline as well. My details are in the chat, Alison's are. So I'll just say thank you very much, and hope to see you soon. Oh, sorry, before I go, sorry, Hassan, you've just put your hand up, sorry. Sorry, you're on mute again, Hassan.
Sorry, guys, just thought that quickly ran through my mind. I mean, I'll be very grateful. I've just actually taken over this coordinator role within BANES. I'm doing this in one of the boroughs in London, so aware of everything that goes on with it. But within here, I'll be grateful if any one attending here actually has any links with local PCNs, primary care networks, so that I can get into meetings in terms of putting on information about the program, and actually getting the local GP practices more aware of what's going on in terms of program and everything. I'll be very grateful. I've put my email in the chat. It'd be great if anyone can help in terms of the local PCNs or integrated neighborhood teams and the administrators there on how to get into their meetings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't want to sort of suddenly cut off there without giving you a chance to speak. I think that's everybody then, and so I will say thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hassan, I'm just holding on so that I can get your email address so I can put you in touch with our social prescribing manager.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tony.
Because David will definitely be a good person for you to speak to, because he's trying to gather all of the kind of active ways that we can have a more holistic approach.
Oh, great stuff, Tony. Tony, is it David Jenkins, by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. David, fair enough. David has got a meeting with me. I think, yes, David is on a meeting with me next Tuesday.
Okay, so fabulous.
So David would be the right place to get into the into the PCN meetings as well, then I take it.
Well, he will definitely be a good place to start. So and then you might want to have a look and try and get involved in the Children and Young People's Network, which is not run by us, but it's run by, you can find it through, well, you can, if you Google it as well, it's run in partnership with the Bath Area Play Project. I'm not sure when their next meeting is, because there haven't been so many lately, and they should be the place where you can go to try and get into that space. But definitely start with David, and then have a look out for the Children and Young People's Network meetings and see if you can get in there as well. That might be a good place to start.
Thank you so much. I know David kind of mentioned, I didn't know if going into the PCNs would be directly through David. I know if you're the social prescribers in Hillingdon as well, I was working very closely with them. They were very good in terms of sending us so many referrals, to be honest, and it was very good, my relationship with the social prescribers there. So you guys will play undoubtedly a big part if I can get things.
Yeah, I mean, David's in touch with a lot. He's across a lot of it, to be honest. So he is definitely a really good person to speak to, and he is a very active person himself, and he's very he's a real advocate for exercise and sports for well-being. So yeah, it would definitely be a good person to touch base with.
That's great, Joey. Thank you for the background. That helps. That'll get me. Hopefully, it will really connect them. Absolutely.
Right,
Thank you so
I'll
much.
drop him a message and say that I've spoken to you as well. But yeah, it sounds like you're all in touch. That's fine. But if you need anything else, my email was in the chat as well, and it's just Tony@3SG. But yeah, David's probably a better person for you to speak to than me. I'm not the most active of all of us.
No worries at all, Tony. No worries at all. Look forward to working with you at some point as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Bye.
Take
Have a
care,
good day.
Bye. You too.